Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm a YK Swedish whiskey girl, and today we're here with a Belgian whiskey, and it is this Gouden Carolus. Might be pronounced that way, might not be. If you know how to properly pronounce it and I'm saying it wrong, please put it in the comments below. So this is a single malt from Belgium, from a place that is now also a distillery, but originally a brewery. So they've distilled this whiskey from the mash of their Gouden Carolus triple beer before maturing it in first bourbon casks and then also in these casks that they've gotten a cooper to kind of alter to their own specifications. You don't really have a lot of more information about them except for that this whiskey is finished in them, but I think I saw somewhere online that they might be wine casks, which also wouldn't surprise me because I think Gin Swan has had a bit of a hand in this. I'm of course very excited to try it, and if you have tried it as well, please let me know, or if you know of any other Belgian whiskies that you think I should try. I'm always so curious about international whiskies. So the whiskey sits at 46% ABV, it's non-chill filtered, and it has no colour in it as well. That's this lovely colour. Wouldn't be surprised if there was wine cask influence in this to give it that kind of kick of colour. And of course, I don't really know what age it is because it is a non-age statement. But let's have a little nose. It has such a dense nose. It's almost it's very interesting. But it has this note of kind of dry hay. So if you walk into a barn where there's lots of hay, you can get this in the air. I almost because I'm allergic to pollen. When I smell this kind of dry floral hay cereal, I always think that it smells like allergies. But this smells like allergies in a really good way because it has that whiskey influence in it as well. Cereal, kind of mashy. Almost makes me think of oats in a way. And when I say oats, I mean like porridge because it's like this mash of cereals. It does have a sweetness in it as well, like a honey sweetness, like honey on porridge. And the finish is definitely this kind of musty cereal note. Yeah, quite dense in its flavours. It's quite a lot of cereals, but I wish I could pick out specific cereals because it has a spiciness that I don't really recognise. Maybe this is the essence of this Belgian beer. I mean, I love finding new things in whiskies and new experiences. and it's almost like, I think it reminds me slightly of a beer, not beer, a whiskey that would have a wheat influence, because it has this kind of clean grain notes, but it also has something musty and something spicier. I mean, if you're a beer drinker and you want to get into whiskey, maybe this would be a good one for you. Or maybe I'm just imagining everything. If you like this whiskey, let me know if you're getting any of these kind of beer or cereal notes, kind of that density that I'm getting. I mean, it's lovely. It's so fascinating. I think what's really, really fascinating is when you read on paper what this is, and you think you know what you might expect. Oh, it's made from a beer mash, which is, most whiskies are kind of similar to that. It's just that you don't brew the mash and then you distill it instead. And you know what you might expect from bourbon casks. But then you get this, and it's completely different from everything else I've tried, which I absolutely love, of course. But I would love to hear if you have tried any Belgian beers. Is there anyone you would recommend to me, or have you tried this Gouden Carolus before, perhaps? And I want to say a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for wanting to continue to support me in my journey. And if you would like to support me and you are shopping at Master Malt, Whisky Exchange, or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, I would of course be absolutely over the moon if you consider using my affiliate links, and all of that information is in the description below, as well as links to my Patreon, my Instagram, and my website if you're curious about that. At the moment, of course, I can't do any physical tastings here in Edinburgh, but if you're visiting in the future and you're looking for tastings, I'm of course available here. Or if you're looking for virtual tastings within Europe, I'm sure we could sort that out as well. Feel free to send me an email. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. Slán. Skål!